All right, so today I'm going live to talk a little bit about how I became a best-selling author. You see these books right here, right? This is my book, Remarketing, right? Real estate marketing, insider secrets of successful advertising, lead generation, and marketing implementation for real estate entrepreneurs, right? And I just want to talk a little bit because, uh, like I talked about in a prior video, I don't matter, right? My results matter more than anything. It doesn't matter what people say. What matters is the results, right? What we can prove is what I like to normally say. So I'm working here on a uh, working on a presentation for some points that I want to take you through, and I'll switch over to the screen in a little bit, right? So you can let me see, so you can see what I'm talking about. So move that slide to the end. And let's do like a main screen for you, right? So I'm gonna do end, and you can see my screen here, and all I'm doing is like updating uh, this, like how I became selling author, right? Best selling, not just best selling, but number one best selling author, right? And I'm just gonna take you through some of these main points, right? We're gonna talk about marketing. We're gonna talk about implementation, tech, value, giving more than what you asked for. These are all of the points that we're gonna talk about. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to having this live. I'm gonna try to go live a little bit more. All right, let's see that. All right, so that's one slide. I'm just gonna duplicate that. And so let's duplicate this slide. Right. So 1, 2, 3. And actually I'll just take these and remove them, right? So there we go. We got two slides, 1, 2, and let's duplicate this. And let's just come in here and paste. No, not that. All right, so key points that we're going to talk about. This shouldn't say social media mastermind. Let's name it best selling author, right? How I became a best selling author. Let's delete that. And we're like almost done, right? We're almost ready. So slide 1, we'll come in here and paste that. Bam, right? Come in there. Author. So what if I just copy this? No, not gonna do that. So copy. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I needed those bullet points to go over things, right? Because I got some key points that I want to address. And I just did a recent video where I was like ranting a little bit because, somebody keeps saying things about me out of ignorance and hate, right? Jealousy. It's not my fault you can't learn something, right, Boomer? Not my fault. So here we go, right? So I recently published a book, let's say January, then we did February, and then March, right? So I recently published this book. You can see it here. That's the back of it. That's the front of it. Insiders, the secret of successful advertising, lead generation, and marketing implementation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about just the process a little bit, right? Because if like the thing is, you don't become a best-selling author through luck, right? Or by not knowing what you're doing, right? It just doesn't happen that way. That's not how life works. It's not how life works. And I just want to talk about some key things, right? So, best-selling author. How I became a best-selling author. So number one of the most important things that I've learned through my mentors and in my experience over the years in business is marketing, right? And it doesn't matter how good you are if you don't have marketing, because nobody will know about you, right? So we published this book, and the whole purpose of the book wasn't to become a bestseller or anything like that. The purpose of the book is to deliver a message, right? So I serve real estate entrepreneurs. I teach real estate entrepreneurs how to uh, implement marketing and tech into their business, right? So I'm about implementation, right? And the crazy thing about that is it's synonymous to my personality. I am an implementer, right? I get you results, and I'm also detailed, right? So the key factor here is that marketing, right? So if I didn't know what I was doing, or I didn't know what was going on, I would not have achieved this bestseller status without marketing, right? So best selling means what it says. It means best selling, right? And it wasn't just best selling, it was number one best selling, right? The key in all of that, right, is marketing. And then, like, once you understand marketing, right, it's like, how are we going to get this stuff done, right? You got to do it, right? So next you need implementation, right? You need marketing implementation, and that's what we specialize in. That's what I specialize in. I specialize in implementation, period. But more specifically, I get into marketing. You give me a goal, or you give me some kind of task, I'm going to implement that, right? So I'm really, really good at implementation, and I'm building our company to be good around implementation, right? So many people worry about the theories and the results and the feelings and the things that absolutely do not matter. What matters is implementation. Get it done, right? Next, I like to talk about tech, because a lot of people are running, and they're running away from technology, right? And you're just simply not going to be able to establish and implement any of these things without using technology, right? Or having someone on your team to use technology. It's just simply impossible, right? So as an example, one of the days that we sold our books, right? We sold, let's just go with, like, one of the days we sold 40 books, right? And in order, like, selling 40 books is not a big deal, not a lot, right? But can you imagine if we try to sell 40 books in person, right? And then like, that's cool, but the processing behind selling the 40 books, right? The processing, what is that like? How do you document and let the systems that you're selling the book on know how fast it's selling? It's kind of difficult to do that, right? Well, technology kind of automates a lot of that and does a lot of it for you automatically, right? So despite what people think and how they, oh, I don't want to do technology, it's so much better to be in person, blah blah blah, you have to look, we got to be realistic about things. So technology was a key component in achieving this bestseller status, right? This would not have happened without technology. Despite, look, I could have went to a room and did an event where you speak in person, right? I did with a lot of entrepreneurs, I did with speakers, right? And they, they want to speak, and oh, I want to do this thing, and I want to, sell this many courses in the room because it's so great. And like, listen, the thing, like, technology, even if you have an aversion to technology, right? It's not one or the other. You choose. I mean, not choose, you integrate, right? So you integrate technology. So if you're already doing, like, speaking and in-person events, integrate technology, right? You don't have to choose one or the other. Just integrate technology. You're going to give an amazing speech, right? Why not have that speech duplicated and sent out several times, over several hundred times, or you store it up somewhere later, or your kids want to look, son, I used to do a lot of speaking. They want to see it. Look, they can check out the video, right? You integrate technology, you record it, do different things like that, right? Use technology, right? So, marketing, implementation, and technology were all key components in helping me hit the number one best-selling author, right? Marketing, right? You have to understand marketing, what you have to do. Implementation, you have to actually do it, right? And then technology, how are you going to do this stuff? You're going to use different tools, and in this case, you use technology. Next, something that I really did, what I've done, and this has taken years upon years of me working, right? So value, you see here it says value. I have always, anybody that I meet in life, I've always given them more than enough value, right? I always over deliver, period. Nobody, right? Unless they're a liar, for the most part, nobody you meet can say that I've taken more than I've given them. It's really hard for you to find that, right? It's almost zero people that can say that. I always lead with value and I always give people more value than enough. Always. That's how that's how I live my life. I will always give more value than I ask for, right? So the reason why I bring that up is because I reached out to my network, right? When it was time to market, right? And it was when it's time for me to now ask for favors of people, right? I start asking for favors. And the favor was, hey, go buy my book. Go buy my book because I'm sure I've given more than enough value in regards to every person that I've requested to download and buy my book. And the interesting thing is that even though I've given these people a lot of value, guess what? Some of them still didn't take me up on the offer and go download the book for me. Which it's okay. It's okay because when you keep coasting, right? You can't take things personal. You keep coasting. Guess who's going to be looking for you or trying to get some value from you a little bit later, right? I actually look made the book really cheap. Go get the book. Still didn't want to go get the book, right? Like as an example, right now it's 99 cents. Go buy the book. Oh, I'm too busy. Whatever. Go buy it. Just do something, and that's okay. Some people are not going to support you, and that's okay. You can't take it personal, right? So the key here is, again, always give more value. So when it's time for you to ask or request something, right, you're not asking for too much. I always giving people way more than enough value. Way more than enough value. So when it was time for me to request, hey, can you do me a favor and go purchase my book? It was no problem, right? So right there, you can see that key point: value and giving more than what you ask for. I've always give more than what I ask for. Next, we talked about this. I talked about this in like a prior video when I was ranting a little bit, right? So results matter more than me. People always want to, oh, Jerome, and they want to know stuff about me, and it doesn't matter, right? Because most people really don't care anyway. Like one of the things that really bothers me is when somebody says, "How are you?" Does it really matter how I am? If you want something, just get to the point and ask me for what you want. And I won't be offended. You can get straight to the question. You don't have to ask me how I'm doing, how my family. That's not necessary. If you want something, just ask, right? So, point is, results matter more than me, right? And if you understand me or interact with me, you understand that. Don't ask me how I'm doing. It's one of the most annoying things you can do, right? So, results matter more than me. And I'm also bringing this up because someone said that they didn't know what I was doing when I was working for them, right? When they were like a client or I was doing some stuff for them. And it's not really your place to kind of know what I was doing. Like you can't learn an entire industry in a matter of months or even hours, despite how much I try to teach and show you, right? So it doesn't matter what you think about me. It matters my results, right? That's why I'm big on results. So my results matter more. And I've shown and I've proven my results, my process, my systems countless times, right? Countless times. So if I don't know what I'm doing, well, I have achieved this bestseller status, right? It wasn't just luck. It wasn't just luck. And you can read all kind of books that you want to read, and achieving bestseller is not luck. It takes a actual strategy to achieve this status, right? So let's switch back to the screen. It doesn't matter what others say about me, right? Their personal opinions. And even for you, it doesn't matter what people say about you, right? What matters is the results. What matters is the results. So my results matter. And that's why I'm always bringing up results. My results, right? So as an example, I didn't just get lucky and win EXP Instructor of the Year, right? I didn't just get lucky, right, and have one of the greatest real estate investors of all time write the foreword for my book, right? I'm not lucky. I work. I have strategy. I understand what I'm doing. So I'm not a lucky person, right? Doesn't matter what people say about me. My results matter, and I prove through my results. Now, So you can see here on the screen, it says why a particular person's attempt to sabotage my character and minimize my skills was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Right. So I just recently published a video and I talked, right? I've ran it and I talked about how this person is trying to sabotage my character and what I do. And I appreciate that person, right? Because it allows me to prove even more what they're saying is false and incorrect. So now who looks silly? Not me, right? My results show who I am, right? And it's not just about what I've achieved, right? It's about what other people are saying. So out of all of the people and all of the things that I'm achieving, you're the only one disagreement. I'm not looking silly here. My results show, other people show and attest and speak for me, right? Just because you may not like how I've said something to you because I'm a little bit direct or truthful and honest doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, right? This is why I'm big on you got to remove your emotions from things and be objective, right? One of the things I like to say is you should be able to work with people even if you don't like them, right? If you can be objective, especially as a business owner, entrepreneur. So I really appreciate that person, and you can go check out the video a little bit later. I call it story time. Story time. So I told the story about that video. Thank you for trying to sabotage me, and thank you for saying those bad things about me. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful because it's perspective. You've done a lot for me. Even it might not have been your intent to help me, but you have, and I'm really grateful. Next, I talked about this a little bit in the storytime rant too, is, the best way to work with an integrator. And I pulled this theory from the book Traction by Gino Wickman. And I really appreciate that book because it cuts out a lot of fluff around different business types and do this and do that, right? It breaks it down into two. It simplifies. What kind of people are in business, in entrepreneurship, right? You got one, visionary. You got two, a integrator, right? And integrators just want to work. They just want to work. So I'm an integrator. I just want to work. Please stay out of my way. Please just give me what I need and then get out of my way, right? And I'll get you your results. So I'm grateful for the things that happen because it allows me to go on my own path and kind of no longer have to worry about permission, right? Or worry about trying to teach someone something, trying to teach someone a whole process in a matter of hours. Well, I don't understand it's not your place to understand, right? We talk about traction again. Integrator and visionary. You were a visionary and it wasn't your place to understand the integrating part. It was mine. Despite me being very detailed and very exemplary in everything I do, it wasn't your place. And all you did was get in my way and cause confusion, chaos, and destruction. So, I picked up this book. I've been hearing about the book for quite some time, but I was part of a mastermind once upon a time, and that book came up again. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's time for me to read that book. And during this mastermind, our group was the only group that hadn't read the book or taken the book seriously. What does that say, right? And why was it only our group? Because I wasn't there, right? And then when I got there, I started to read the book and started to understand the importance of understanding these concepts, right? And the other person still didn't understand. They wanted to be an integrator, and that's not their role, and that wasn't their place. So, one of the things I really appreciate about the book is they talk about integrators, right? And integrators I'm just going to be honest, integrators just want to work. Stay out of their way. Give them the work and move. Let them work and build and do whatever they want to do with the business, the organization, right? They're going to take you far, but you got to let them. You can't get in their way and you can't block them, right? So being freed from those handcuffs of not being allowed to integrate and do the things that I wanted to do allowed me to go start and continue and build like my own path, right? Let me go integrate on my own. Let me go integrate on my own. And I'm building my own assets, my own companies, my own marketing, my own branding, and it's working out really well, right? We hit #1 best-selling author because there was nobody in my way telling me, "Oh, you got to do this," or "We got to get approval," or um, trying to learn an entire process in a matter of hours, right? So those are the keys to me, right? I'm going to switch back over to the screen. And these are just the keys on how I became a #1 best-selling author. It was marketing, implementation, tech, right? You can't do anything without tech. Value, give it more than what you ask for. Results, right? Putting results first and foremost. And then we talked about like perspective, why perspectives matters. And I'm really grateful for the person that is trying to sabotage. They're not doing a great job. They're looking foolish. And then uh, we talked about traction, the book Traction, and how to work with the integrator. Just understand different people, different personality types, right? If you're going to be a people person or a leader, you need to understand how to work with certain people, right? And listen, I'm an integrator. Just stay out of my way. Let me do the work. No offense, but let me get to work and I will get you results, right? So that's the end of how I became a best-selling author. I implemented and integrated all those things, and in a matter of it's less than 3 days, we hit best-selling author status, right? Best-selling book. So we hit #1 in business systems and planning, and then we hit #2 in marketing. And I'm still trying to hit marketing, right? So I'm still trying to hit #1 in marketing. So as a favor, right, I'll put a link in the description to the book on Amazon. And if you purchase that book, I will send you an actual physical copy for free, right? You just got to reach out to me and send me your information and I'll send it over to you, right? Right now, we have the book. Um, right now, I'm having a cover redesign. I'm going to add the badge, right? Because that's what you do. That's an achievement. So I'm going to add #1 best-selling author, and I'm going to add #1 and I'm going to add the foreword. I'm going to let people know that one of my mentors published the foreword. So I'm going to put that on the title up here. And actually what we can do is I can show you some of what it's going to look like. I'm not the graphic designer, but I get to show you an idea of what it may look like, right? So let me pull it up on the screen and you get to see like first dibs on it, right? So all right, this is in Canva. So basically this is this design that I sent over. It'll look better than this. Again, I'm not the graphic designer, but this is what the book will look like now with its update. And we're going to put like maybe, let me see, recent. We're going to put like a best-selling author symbol somewhere, right? Somewhere over, who knows, but it'll get on here. My graphic designer will take care of it for me. He's going to handle that. So we're going to put that best-selling author stat badge on there and then kind of move from there, man. So I'm excited. I'm grateful. I appreciate I appreciate life. I appreciate the positives and the negatives, and you're in control of your life, right? We are in control of our own lives because it's all about perspective, right? Somebody trying to tear you down, guess what? You can take that and you can use it for the positives, right? You can use anything you want as what is this doing for me, or what is this doing to me? And everything, my perspective is everything is doing something for me. And I really appreciate life and I really appreciate having that perspective. So enough of me talking. I appreciate you watching and I will see you on the other side. Bye bye. Oh, wait, don't forget, grab the book. It's only 99 cents right now on Amazon. And I'm just trying to hit we already hit best-selling status, but it would be really nice to hit #1 in marketing. It would be really nice to hit that. We hit #2, but if I could hit #1, man, that would be such an amazing gift for me. So I appreciate you. I will put a link to the Amazon purchase, to the Amazon page in the description, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.